Well, hello. Welcome everybody to the first training for the Small Business Internet Marketing Strategies LinkedIn group. I am Paul Favors, also known as the Biz Helper. And first, I want to just formally welcome you all to this group. I've endeavored to welcome as many of you personally as I possibly could have, but in the event that I somehow missed you, by all means, please accept this as your formal welcome to the group. Now, we're going to have lots of these really cool videos coming out every week. You can just look in the manager's choice area for the topic of the week. And the way we're going to do this is every week I'm going to put out a new video around about Thursday or so. You'll get an email notification if you're a member of the group about the video as well. And that way you'll know to come and check it out. And also below in the discussion area where I post a link to each video. Even if you miss it Thursday, you can still check the replay link. But in the discussion area, you'll be able to present all your questions, and that we can have a conversation about the topic the whole week. Other experts can weigh in, and we can really walk away with a lot of information to help us building our businesses. So again, welcome to the group, and welcome to this first in a series of trainings on um, marketing strategies, online marketing strategies for small businesses. Now, in this first video, we're going to talk about online lead generation for small businesses. Now, I'm going to try to keep these videos at about 20 minutes or less. May go a little bit over sometimes, but please forgive me for that. But this training here is packed, so I highly encourage you to take out a pen and paper and get ready to take some notes, because you're going to have a lot of good stuff that you can walk away with. More importantly, that you can take action with today. And if you're a real go-getter, you can start seeing results with these strategies within the space of 7 days. That's how effective they are. So anyway, again, I want to thank everybody for joining the group, and I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day today to join me here in this video presentation. Now, like I said, we're going to go over some awesome content. And today we're going to go over some content in regards to lead generation for your business. Now, some of this stuff may be foreign to you and may confuse you a bit, but that's okay. If you do have questions along the way, just go ahead and jot them down. And like I said, you can post those questions in the discussion below this video. And that way, when I answer them, it can benefit others who may have the same question. Of course, if your question's got some sensitive information in it that you don't want to be shown publicly, by all means, feel free to send me an inbox message or email me directly at paul@thebizhelper.com, and I'll take good care of you, okay? But for the most part, if you can keep questions to the discussion, that'll be great, because again, it'll benefit other people. Now, I want to start this discussion by asking you a question. Why do you do SEO, social media, Facebook fan pages, pay-per-click, or any kind of online marketing? And this isn't a rhetorical question. I really want to know, why do you do it? Can you really answer that question? And I'll give you a couple of seconds, because um, you know there's got to be an end goal to the SEO, to the social media, the Facebook marketing, all the pay-per-click stuff you're doing. Every online marketing tactic has an end goal. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe your answer will be something along the lines of this. You do it for the sole purpose of generating leads for your business, right? I mean, after all, a steady, fresh flow of leads to any business is the lifeblood of what you do. I don't care if you're dealing in retail, you've got an online store, or you're doing e-commerce, or if you're providing some type of service online, or if you're providing some type of service in your local area, which I believe most of you are. Auto repair. If you're a contractor of some sort, a landscaper, roofer, painter. You deal with steel structures. If you're a restaurant owner, an auto detailer, if you got a car wash, even if you're an MLM marketer and you're pushing some type of business opportunity or the products associated with it, at the end of the day, we all need a steady, fresh flow of leads. And so, you really don't care about the actual service that somebody who comes along and say, hey, I'm going to do SEO and get you on the first page of Google, or I'm going to build you a Facebook fan page and get you 10,000 fans. I mean, all that sounds great in theory, but at the end of the day, what you want is the results. You want the leads, And so you really don't care about the actual service that someone's offering, or you don't care about the online tactic or traffic getting flavor of the week. What you care about is the end result that that service or that tactic is going to bring. Now, I'm sure your email inbox is full of offers about SEO, social media, and the next best thing. And again, the only reason you consider taking those companies up on those offers is because of the benefit that you think it's going to have in your business, which is about bringing in new leads. Now, I'm sure that you know that in whatever industry you're in, it's crucial to have new leads, especially if you have a service-oriented industry, especially if you're a contractor, you deal with auto repair, or any type of service-based industry. You know that having new leads coming in every single day is crucial to your business. Now, with that said, this training is going to go over how you can make sure that you have leads coming in every single day. We'll be going over some very simple concepts, and actually some concepts that we use in our own business. But some are very simple, like I said, and others are a little bit more advanced. But all of these concepts will help you generate more leads online. Now, before we go into all that, I just want to really quickly introduce myself here, and let's let you know a little bit more about me, so that you know I'm qualified to teach you about online lead generation. I started in online marketing back in 2006, really 2005, but I got serious about it in 2006, and in 2008 jumped into it full time. I started out really doing freelance writing as a means to pour capital into the development of my own web properties. And so I began to develop my own web properties and made money from ad revenue, from through affiliate marketing, promoting other people's products and services. And like I said, in 2008, jumped into it full time. Was able to quit my job and jump into it full time, and I haven't looked back since. Um, and But in 2008, around about July 2008, I realized the need in the marketplace, and even in my local area among small businesses and even middle to large size businesses, and the need was for qualified online marketing consultants. And so I felt by that time I had, after having been in the trenches and developed my own web properties to create a full-time income for myself, I felt like I had something to bring to the table. So I set up my own consultancy, PGF Web Consulting. You can check out the website, but it is the umbrella. It's the name of my business. It's the umbrella under which the Biz Helper resides, PGF Web Consulting. And so I began to do things like web design, pay-per-click marketing, lead generation, and things like that. And so from then till now, I've learned a whole lot more, and I've advanced a whole lot more in my own business and in my ability to serve my clients. So that's enough about me. Um, so let's just jump right into the first subtopic we have here. And we're going to first talk about keyword research. And before we get into the really good stuff, this is a crucial element that will determine your success with the following concepts we're going to go over. This element known as keyword research, it's absolutely critical that you do it and that you do it right before you run out and set up any online marketing campaign. So, what do I mean by keyword research? Well, what I mean is checking the competition as well as the search volume for a specific keyword that your business is relevant for. For example, if you're a painter in Chicago, for instance, and one of the keywords you want your website to show up for is Chicago painter, you'd want to do your due diligence on that keyword to see if the competition is high and if the search volume is relevant. Now, there are a few tools that you can use online to check for these things, but I'm just going to share with you a free tool online that anybody can use. And if you go to google.com and type in Google Keyword Tool, that's Google Keyword Tool as you see here, and put that in the search bar and click search, you're going to want to click on the first result in the organic search area. Now, the first few results you see may be some paid ads, shaded in kind of a manila orange yellowish color. You want to avoid those and go for the first organic result. That's going to be the official Google keyword tool. And with that tool, you're going to be able to add all of the relevant keywords to your business in the top box, as you can see illustrated here in this slide. And you'll be able to see how many searches that keyword gets, as well as the competition for that keyword. So, if you want to follow along, go ahead and do that now. But what do I mean by competition? Well, if a keyword has high competition, that keyword is going to be very hard to rank for on the first page of Google. Now, if it has low to medium competition, then there's a very good chance or a mediocre chance of you being able to rank for that keyword. So if you're in a big city, there's a good chance that the competition will be high for the keywords that are front of mind for you and your business. For example, ranking for the search term Chicago plumber would probably bring you some pretty high competition. However, after doing some keyword research, I recognize that the search term 24-hour Chicago plumbing has low competition, but also is recommended by the search engines. So with that information, I now know that I can rank for that search term easily, and my prospects are actually searching for that keyword as well. And of course, that would be if I was a Chicago plumber. Now, what you want to do is compile a list of 50 keywords that are relevant to your local area and your industry. And when compiling this list, you also want to take into account emergency keywords. And I really hope you're taking notes, because this is some really meaty stuff right here when it comes to keyword research. But like I said, you want to take into mind emergency keywords. This is extremely important because these are people that are looking to buy or purchase your services right now. They're in a dilemma. They need some help now, and so you definitely want to be in front of these people. So terms like 24-hour, emergency, 7-day, etc. These are emergency keywords that buyers type in when they need something right now. So make sure you take that into account when you're doing your keyword research. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic, and that is tracking. Now, like I said, there's going to be a few simple concepts that we're going to go over, but these concepts are crucial to the success of any marketing that you do online. And this concept that we're about to go over is, it's not the sexiest thing out there, but it's one that can simply make or break any type of marketing campaign that you do. And what I'm referring to is tracking. Now, there's one common denominator that I see every time I talk to a business owner and we go over these campaigns that they use. It doesn't matter if they're running a direct mail campaign, if they're doing any kind of pay-per-click, if they're doing any kind of Facebook ads, if they're doing Craigslist ads, whatever the case may be. They all seem to be missing one crucial component. And then they wonder why their campaign isn't as successful as they want it to be. And so they move on to the next sexy looking service. Well, tracking comes in many forms. You can track where your website traffic is coming from, with stuff like Google Analytics. I use a self-hosted open source program called Piwik Analytics. You can track how many people click on a specific link from one of your ads. You can track how many people call a certain number while responding to one of your email campaigns or direct mail campaigns. There's a number of things you can do to make sure that you're tracking all of your marketing campaigns. Now, if you aren't tracking, it's virtually impossible to scale up your marketing without losing money. Trust me. I mean, you're just putting holes in your business if you do that. The key to tracking, though, is to simply tweak the ads that are converting and make them convert at a higher rate. You also want to simply get rid of the campaigns that aren't working at all. Now, if you do this one simple thing, you'll notice a bump to your bottom line without a doubt. Now, just think about it. There's a good chance that right now you're running ads that aren't successful and you have no earthly idea why they aren't successful because you aren't tracking them properly. And at the same time, you probably have campaigns that are successful, but you aren't scaling them up to get more profits because you don't know that they're the ones that are bringing in the most money for you. Now, if you know that one certain campaign is bringing in a lot of money and another one is not bringing in any money, then you can simply stop the campaign that's costing you money and take that money and put it into the successful campaign. That's the beauty of tracking, and it's what allows you to scale up quickly and to notice an immediate increase in your bottom line. Now, like I said, tracking comes in all shapes and sizes. The kind of tracking you use is really going to be determined by the kind of marketing campaign you roll out. So, if you're running Craigslist ads, you want to be tracking how many clicks are made on a specific ad and how many times a specific number is called. By doing this, you can eventually scale up and continually use the ad that is producing the best results for you. Now, if you're doing pay per click, again, you want to track the amount of clicks a specific ad gets, as well as a certain amount of calls that it gets too. So that way you can simply scale up the ads that are performing well and delete the campaigns that are not performing well. Now, if you're running direct mail campaigns to your local area, then you want to track the amount of calls that that direct mail piece is driving into your business. Now, all this may seem like common sense, but I can guarantee you that the majority of people watching this video are not tracking any of their marketing at all. And if you don't personally handle your marketing, I would ask whoever is in charge of your marketing if they're tracking everything. It's vitally important. It can be the difference between a profitable or an unprofitable campaign. All right, so hopefully I beat that overhead enough and really drove home the point that you need to be tracking. So, how do you actually track certain campaigns? Well, it's actually pretty easy, and that's what's going to bring me here to actually discussing what we have here on the slide in front of us. If you want to track how many calls are being made on a certain campaign, then you simply want to purchase a phone number for that specific campaign. You'll then want to take that phone number and redirect it to your business line so you're still receiving the calls from that campaign. Make sense? Now, I hope it makes sense. Now, that may sound expensive, but in reality, it's actually very cheap. The thing that gets expensive is not tracking, okay? Now, there's a site called callfire.com. That's callfire.com, as you can see here. And you can go there and purchase local phone numbers and simply redirect them to your business line so you can track which numbers are redirecting the most calls. Now, with Callfire, each number just costs $2 and then one additional dollar per month. So, as you can see, it's very cheap, like I said, and it would be worthwhile to grab a couple of numbers and put them on specific campaigns so you can track everything. So, again, that site is callfire.com. Now, let's say you want to track the amount of clicks a specific ad gets or a specific link gets. That's where you can use a service called HyperTracker at hypertracker.com. Now, this site will allow you to take a specific URL and track that URL along with the amount of clicks it gets. Now, you can use this for any amount of URLs you want to track, and it's really very convenient. And again, it's going to allow you to scale up the right ads. Now, in the case of doing Facebook ads or Google AdWords pay per click, you'd simply want to track the ad that is getting the most clicks and driving the most calls. So again, you would use your call fire number and link it up to a specific ad or a specific campaign in Google AdWords or in your Facebook ads account. So, as you can see, tracking is essential, but at the same time, it's very easy to do it well. And really, it literally only takes an extra 10 minutes to set up your tracking per campaign. I know I've said a lot about it, but the actual implementation of all this doesn't take very long at all. And in the long run, it's going to make you a lot more money and save you a lot of money at the same time. Okay, so by all means, if you're not doing any tracking, I highly encourage you to get started with doing some tracking now. All right, so now let's move on to the next topic here. And we're going to talk about another crucial element to your online lead generation success. And again, this isn't anything sexy, but it's going to allow you to have a lot more success online. Now, let me ask you a question, and really, this isn't rhetorical. I'd like for you to answer this question honestly. How many of you capture leads on the home page of your website or have designated landing pages for your marketing campaigns? Be honest. If you do, then pat yourself on the back because you're in the minority. If you don't, well, I won't say shame on you because you just didn't know any better, okay? But if you don't, then pay attention to what I'm going to share here because it's going to help you to make the necessary changes. Now, I find it to be absolutely ridiculous when I see somebody doing a pay-per-click campaign and simply sending the prospects that click on their ad to their website. Now, the problem with that is that most people don't have any form of a call to action or lead capture on their homepage. Now, the key is to obviously get as many leads as possible, right? Now, I want you to pay close attention to this here. This ad for eco-friendly dentistry at the oraldentalstudio.com. Now, um, if this is your site, I'm not picking on you, so by all means, please don't take this personal. But I want to show you here. Look at this landing page here. They're sending the traffic directly to their home page. Now, do you see any opt-in forms here? Do you see anything that's designed to capture a lead at all? Do you even see their phone number here? I mean, you come to this site and you really don't know what they want you to do. The fact of the matter is, when people come to your website, especially if you're paying for traffic, they aren't just coming for information. They're coming to, yeah, they're coming for information, but you want to make sure that you're getting the most out of the fact that they've landed on your site. So, if you're paying for ads, you're paying for traffic, then why would you send them straight to your homepage when you have no way of tracking or collecting your prospects' information? Now, information like their phone number, their name, their email address, that's what you really want to get. Because when you collect these things, you can then follow up with these prospects and potentially turn them into your paying customers. Now, we won't get into follow up marketing in this particular video, but in future trainings, we may very well get into follow up marketing. Maybe the next training. I'm not sure yet because I've got tons of things on the agenda to cover. But you definitely want to implement some follow up marketing too, and it's not as hard as it sounds. But anyway, when you can capture people's information, like I said, like their name, their phone number, email address, you can follow up with these prospects so that you can gain maximum benefit from their visit. See, with this, somebody can just come to their site and leave, and that's it. This particular dental studio has no further contact with their prospect. Whereas if they had some type of lead capture mechanism where they were asking for the name and email and phone number, even when the prospect leaves the site and maybe forgets about them, they can follow up with them. They can hit them on the email. They can call them by phone, and they've just increased their chances to turn that prospect into a happy customer. Now, um, so like I said, you really want to have some follow-up marketing in place, but that's not really the scope of this training here. Just make sure that uh, you're not sending traffic directly to a page like this. Okay. Now, um, like I said, you really can't send traffic to your home page because again they can't opt in to give you information. Now, obviously, you want to make sure that you stand out from the crowd. So you need to give them a reason to give you their information. You don't just want to have a blind form there. So now you have to think to yourself, what can I offer somebody for them to give me their information in exchange? In our industry, that's what's called a lead magnet. So instead of just having a form here saying, hey, contact us, you want to be offering something in exchange for them giving you their information. So if you're a painter, a dentist, or any other type of service providing professional, one of the best things you can do is offer some form of a coupon or a discount in exchange for them giving you their name, their phone number, their email address. Now, if you do this, you can then follow up with them and turn them into a paying customer, which is obviously worth giving away the coupon, right? Now, you don't necessarily have to give away a coupon. You can get a little bit more creative. But one of the things you do have to understand is that the majority of your competitors offer a free quote of some form. So I don't really recommend doing that because, again, you're not going to stand out. You want to stand out as much as possible. And if you and every one of your competitors are offering the same thing, like a free quote, you're not going to really stand out, okay? But if you give away some sort of valuable freebie and have a much better you have a much better chance of standing out. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't offer a free quote. However, I just recommend that you offer something with it, okay, like a discount or a coupon, a special offer. This will only enhance your chances of turning a prospect into a lead and then eventually turning that lead into a paying customer, which is what we all want. Now, if you look at the side by side comparison here on the screen, you can see that one site here on the left doesn't have any sort of call to action whatsoever. And the other site was made to turn prospects into leads. You can see here at the top we got a call, 555 5555 for a free quote from the best contractor in Chicago. We've got a contact form for them to enter their name, their phone number, their email, and even a special message. Now, I can guarantee you that the site that was made to turn prospects into leads is generating way more leads than the site with no clear or obvious call to action. This here is just a disaster if you're talking about generating leads and sending paid traffic to it. Now, anytime you're running any kind of campaign, you should have a dedicated landing page for that campaign. And this goes back to tracking, as we were talking about earlier. So not only are you able to scale up because of your tracking, but you're able to increase the amount of leads you generate by simply making sure that the site your prospects go to can turn them into a lead. Now, I hope this is starting to make sense for you. Um, and if you're already doing this stuff, then great. Okay, so far we've gone over tracking and making sure that we capture the leads that we're sending from our marketing campaigns. Now let's start talking about some ways to actually generate these leads. Now, one of the best ways to drive local traffic to your website is, of course, your landing page. Now, I can guarantee that you already know about this particular method of driving traffic, but I can also guarantee that you aren't doing it like you should be or as much as you should be. And, obviously, as you can see by the slide, we're talking about YouTube traffic, getting traffic with YouTube videos. Now, you see, back in 2006, Google bought YouTube for billions of dollars. I forget exactly how many billions, but it was billions, okay? And that's more money than I think I'll ever see in my lifetime. But maybe things will change, right? But now the reason this is relevant is because Google, of course, now owns YouTube, which means they want YouTube videos to show up in the search engines. Now, if done correctly, these videos can show up in the search engines quite quickly. It's amazing how quickly they show up, as a matter of fact. Now, another stat shows that 90% of online traffic will be driven by videos by the end of 2014. Now, that's absolutely ridiculous because, see, there are so many mediums out there for generating traffic, and yet YouTube and video marketing is going to be the main source of traffic generation by the end of 2014. So what this means is that you want to get in before everybody else and before your competitors get in on YouTube and video marketing. Now, don't get scared when I say video marketing because it's actually very easy to do and it doesn't really require any technical skills. There's a few things you can do to make a video quickly. Now, I'm assuming the majority of people on this call, won't want to get in front of a video camera and record a video about their business. And that's perfectly fine. Really, it is. Don't worry, because there's an easy way to pump out videos quickly and to get in front of your prospects quickly as well. Now, there's a site called Animoto, however you want to pronounce it, Animoto.com, that allows you to create professional looking videos by simply uploading different images and selecting one of their templates and background songs. Now, again, if that sounds techy or if it scares you, don't let it, because it's a very straightforward process once you sign up. You'd simply click on a template from Animoto, then you'd simply upload some images from your computer about your business. These images can be jobs you've done in the past, pictures of employees, anything to do with your business. I like to upload images that are also ads, ads too, where you've got a something like call today for the best painter in Chicago. If you got your phone number right there in the video too, that's really effective as well. But after you upload all the images, you can simply select one of their royalty-free background songs and then upload it to YouTube straight from the Animoto website. And so making this Animoto really makes this whole process extremely easy. Now, you aren't done yet though, okay? And that's where a lot of business owners stop when they do YouTube or video marketing. They think they can simply put up a video and a phone number and that video is going to start driving in leads. However, that's not the case unless you actually go a step further and optimize your videos. Now, optimizing your videos is actually very easy too. A lot of people just don't know how easy it is. This is going to allow you to stand out from your competitors and get in front of your target local market quickly. The great thing about this is you can pump out a lot of videos quickly for specific keywords that are related to your actual target market. So once you've created a video on a site like Animoto, it's now time to optimize that video on YouTube. Now, what do I mean by optimize? Okay, does anybody, you know, do you think you have an idea what I mean by optimize? Maybe the clues right here in the slide. What I mean is you want to optimize a video for a specific keyword that's relative to your business. For example, if you're a roofer, wherever you're from, I'm from the Midwest and the South kind of, so I say it a bunch of different ways. But if you're a roofer in the Chicagoland area, a keyword that somebody might type into the search engines like Google would be, Chicago roofer, right? Or they could type in something like roofing expert in Chicago. Now, the key here is to make sure that the keyword is relative to your business as well as your local area. Otherwise, you're competing with every other roofer in the country. If you're simply trying to rank for a keyword like roofer, does that make? I hope that makes sense. So we only want to optimize. We only want to optimize one video per keyword. So if you've got a list of 50 keywords, that means you want to have 50 videos, one video per keyword. Now, so there's a plane passing overhead. Sorry about that. Now, there are a few places where we want to make sure that we optimize the video. First, we want to make sure we optimize the video in the title section, as you can see here. And what that means is we want to make sure that the keyword is in the title just one time. No more than one time, because more than one time, Google's likely to devalue the video and it won't rank as well. So you want the keyword in the title one time, and you want to have a phone number. That way, if folks even just happen to see this in the search engines, they don't even have to click on the video. They can just call a phone number if you've got a lead. But of course, this would be your tracking phone number that you set up a call fire so that you can know this specific video is what attracted the lead. This specific video connected to this specific keyword brought the lead. You see where I'm going here? So, like I said, you want to have the keyword in the title one time and the phone number. And again, this is our tracking phone number. I got lost here in my notes here. Okay, I'm back. So we're doing this because, after all, what we're trying to do here is generate leads and track them as well. So this is the best way to incorporate a phone number to call within your video marketing campaigns. Now, the next thing we want to do is make sure that we have our keyword anywhere from 2 to 5 times in the description. Now, don't go overboard here and just put the keyword in here randomly. You want the keyword to fit contextually and actually make sense, okay? It has to make sense. We also want to make sure that we incorporate the phone number, which is our tracking phone number, as well as a link to our landing page. Now, you want to make sure that the first thing in the description is the link to your landing page. And right here, I just have yourwebsite.com, but you want to make sure that you have the http:// and then yourwebsite.com so that it's made it to a live clickable link. And then your phone number directly after that. After that, you want to have a blurb that makes sense, again, with your keyword in there twice. So we've got roofing expert in Chicago, roofing expert in Chicago, and it all fits within this nice little blurb that makes sense when read. So far we've optimized. Oh yeah, and I'm sorry. You also want to make sure that you include your keyword here in the tags portion of the description. That's very important too. And just one time is fine. So what that does for us here with this description and the tags box together, we've got our keyword in here 1, 2, 3 times. So that fits perfectly within our 2 to 5 range. 3 is a sweet spot for me, but you definitely don't want to have less than 2 or more than 5. Otherwise, it's going to be really spammy or it's not going to be effective at all. If you're going to go up to 5 keywords, you want to have a little more content in your description, just because it's really not going to make sense trying to stuff 5 keywords into a blurb this small. Okay. So far we've optimized the title and the description, and we've optimized the tags box, and so we can move on to the next slide. Now, by doing these 3 things, you're going to be far and above your competitors that are trying to do any form of YouTube marketing. Now, there's one more thing you can do to optimize your YouTube video, and all you want to do is geo-target that video. And you do this by simply inserting your local area into the geo-targeting section. You'll see a little box that says video location. You just put your city name, right in there. And like I said, you do this by inserting your local area into the geo-targeting section here. And the process is really straightforward for doing that. Now, this whole video marketing strategy, as you can see, is pretty straightforward and simple, and it's one that'll pay off in the end. It's not unlikely to have a YouTube video that is optimized correctly show up on the first page of Google for a specific keyword in a matter of hours. Now, the key here is to get as many videos on the first page of Google for keywords that are relative to your business. And relative meaning they are keywords that your prospects would search for to find your business. So, a quick recap here. We want to create a video on Animoto.com and then upload it to YouTube. Optimize the video by optimizing the title, the description, and the tags box, and the geo-targeting section. Now, this is something that we want to do for each and every video we create. So again, if you've got those 50 keywords like I talked about earlier, then you want to do this for all 50 videos. It sounds like a lot of work, and it really is, but it's going to be well worth it, okay? Well worth it. Now, let's talk about our next topic to generate leads for our business. This method is known as the exact match domain method. So what it is it's a landing page that we're going to set up on a specific keyword rich domain. So this goes back to our keyword research about search terms that are relative to our business. So let's use the roofer example again. Let's say that my business was called John's Roofing, and let's say that my domain for my website was johnsroofing.com. Well, that's what we want. That's what we want to do now is we want to make sure that we can show up in as many places online in front of our target market as possible. Hope that makes sense. Now, the best way we can do this, and the fastest way we can do this, is by setting up exact match domain landing pages. So, what exactly is an exact match domain? All right, let's say I want to rank a site or a video for the keyword roofing expert in Chicago. Well, I can get off to a good start by seeing if that domain name is available on a domain registrar like namecheap.com. Namecheap.com is actually one of my favorites, but you can also use GoDaddy.com too. I use Namecheap almost exclusively and GoDaddy on very rare occasions. But you want to go to either one of these domain registrars and see if that domain is available. Again, if our keyword is roofing expert in Chicago, we want to see if we can find the keyword roofing expert in Chicago. And if it is available, go ahead and purchase it. Now, so in this example, the domain roofingexpertinchicago.com would be my exact match domain name. I then want to create a landing page for that keyword. From there, you want to optimize each page for that specific keyword. Now, there are many factors that go into optimizing a page, from what's called off-page optimization to on-page optimization. The thing is, search engines like Google are always changing their algorithms, so it's really hard to stay on top. But if we go after what are called long tail keywords, and the long tail keywords are keywords that have more than two words in the phrase, like roofing expert in Chicago. If we go after long tail keywords in our domain, like we have in our example, roofingexpertinchicago.com, we're going to have a much better chance of showing up for that keyword. Now, even if that specific keyword doesn't get a lot of searches from your prospects each month, it's still worth targeting if it gets some searches. And the reason is because those searches are very targeted to your business and your location and exactly what you're offering. So the whole idea behind the exact match domain method is to rank as many sites as possible for keywords relative to your business. So you can do more than one site. Again, if you find domains for all 50 keywords, go ahead and set up 50 sites. I mean, that's how simple it is, and optimize them to rank well in the search engines. Now, these sites that you're setting up on the exact match domains will, of course, have your tracking phone number on each of them. This way, you can make sure that your efforts are not in vain. And if it's working for you in your business, you can scale it up. Now, this training is not about how to set up an actual landing page, but if you do need help with any of that, as I assume this may be a bit confusing at some points, you can contact me after you watch this video. Feel free to send me an email, call me by phone, or just send me an inbox message here on LinkedIn. For those of you that are not confused on how to set up a landing page, you ideally want to set up a landing page that is WordPress based. Now, the reason we want it to be WordPress based is because we can simply install plugins that will allow us to optimize our page appropriately. Now, and I'm not talking about a WordPress site on WordPress.com. You want to actually use the WordPress content management system that you can download from WordPress.org. Most web hosts have some type of script that will automatically install WordPress on any domain you choose. Now, like I said, we want to be WordPress based because we can install plugins that allow us to optimize our page appropriately. And these plugins don't cost anything to use. At least the ones I use don't cost anything. They're readily available in the WordPress marketplace, and like I said, you can use them for free. Now, you're going to want to write this down. The main plugin that we use in our business with all of our sites that helps us with our on-page optimization is called the All-in-One SEO plugin. That's the All-in-One SEO plugin, as you see the name written here. This plugin will basically will walk you through how to actually optimize your page. So again, that's not what I'm going to go over in this training, but I just want to simply enlighten you, particularly those of you who are already familiar with building web pages in WordPress. I would just want to enlighten you on the possibilities of what you can do online to start generating more leads for your business. So in short, the exact match domain method requires you to purchase a domain that is keyword rich and relative to your business. You would then simply create a landing page for that domain, optimize it with the on-page factors that the all-in-one SEO plugin shows you, and then you'd move on to the next exact match domain site. Again, the purpose of this is to show up in as many places as possible to get in front of our target market. We can do this easily and quickly if we take the time to create YouTube videos and optimize them, and then follow the exact match domain method. Now, let's move on to let's do a little quick recap here because we've shared a lot of stuff so far. So far we've gone over tracking, keyword research, the importance of a landing page, how to drive traffic with YouTube marketing, and the exact match domain method. Now, to finish off this online training session here, let's talk about a simple method that, again, you're probably already using, but one that you can actually scale up and you may not have even known that you could. We're going to talk about Craigslist marketing. Now, before you tune me out and say, oh man, Craigslist is a spam site. No, Craigslist is not a spam site. Craigslist gets something to the tune of, I don't know if it's 50 million or 50, I think it's 50 billion. Just an insane number of visitors a month. Well, you want to be in front of those people. Now, just a quick question. Again, this isn't rhetorical, but I really want you to think about it. How many of you watching this video use Craigslist to drive leads into your business? If you said yes, then great. This is really going to help you. If you said no, then by all means start using Craigslist, and this is really going to help you too. But even if you are using Craigslist, there's a good chance that the way you're using Craigslist isn't correct, and you can actually scale it up tremendously, much more. You see, the problem with Craigslist is you can only post an ad or a similar ad once every 48 hours. If you're in a city that has a large population like Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, San Diego, Philadelphia, Houston, Dallas, etc., your ad is getting pushed down to the bottom and out of sight within the matter of an hour or two, which of course now makes that ad ineffective because, like doing a Google search, nobody's going to search past the first page on Craigslist. And if you post too many times on Craigslist within a 48-hour span, your ads are going to get what's called ghosted. Your ads will get ghosted, like Casper the Friendly Ghost, ghosted. And what this means is that your ad will not show up, even though Craigslist will let you submit it. You'll actually successfully post an ad, and you'll think it's up and running. You'll even be able to click a link and see it, but in reality, nobody else can see it because it won't show up in their index, in their search results, or in their results. So when your ad gets ghosted, you then think your ad isn't working, or that Craigslist is not an effective method to drive leads to your business. In reality, though, if used correctly, Craigslist can be a great source of targeted leads, and it's one of the most trafficked sites online. And a lot of buyers go there to look for specific services and products. So, with all that said, how do we capitalize on this traffic? Well, here's how you can post in your local area multiple times, really as many times as you want. You need to be able to post from different IP addresses so that you can post multiple times in an hour, in a day, or weekly. This sounds confusing, right? Well, there's actually a service out there called hidemyass.com. I'm a family man, so try not to pronounce the whole word, but you can read that. hidemyass.com, that allows you to use their proxies and IP addresses to post from. Now, they do have a limited amount of cities that you can post in, but the majority of the main US cities are in there. So what you can do is sign up. The service is very cheap, and you can use their IP addresses. However, you're also going to need a phone verified account for each account you create. So how do we get around that then? Well, we need to have a landline that redirects to our business or our cell phone line. Now, this is only something we need to do once to verify that the account is ours, and then you don't have to worry about it again. Now, the phone number that redirects to our business or cell phone number must be a landline number, not a VoIP, and not a call tracking number. So we cannot use callfire.com for this specific method. Well, then what can you do? What you could do is use a site called Mr.OneNumber.com. That's Mr. the number one number.com to purchase landline local phone numbers for this purpose. Now, you want to, of course, make sure that the landline number has the same area code as the city that you'll be posting your ads in. The last thing you need is to have an email address for each account. So if you decide you want to buy 5 landline numbers and you want to post from 5 different IP addresses for a specific city, then you need to sign up for 5 new accounts with 5 different email addresses. Hope that makes sense. Now, the great thing about this method is once you set it up, and uh, once you set it up once, once you set it up one time, the hard work is really done. All you have to do from here on out is post your ads. Now, the other great thing about this method is that you can scale it up to as many accounts and phone numbers in that local area as you want. You can literally generate leads all day from this one method alone. So just make sure that when you're logging into each account, that you're logging in from the same IP address that you set it up with, okay? So that you don't get things mixed up. All right, so hey, I hope you've gotten a lot out of this training today. It may seem like a lot, but if you apply just a few of these concepts that we went over, your business will certainly benefit from it. If you can apply all of these concepts, you'll see drastic changes in your business within days or weeks. However, I realize that not all of you have the time to do this for your business and would much rather have somebody else handle this while you can handle providing your services and delivering your products to your customers. So that's where my company comes into play. We are a performance based company, meaning we only accept payment when we deliver leads to you. We don't require any upfront fees. We don't have any long term contracts or any contracts for that matter. What we do is require something as simple as a verbal agreement that you want us to handle your lead generation for you. So if you're the least bit interested and would like us to do your lead generation for you, you can contact me via the information here. My number is 918-615-8519. That is based in the United States. Or you can email me directly at paul@thebizhelper.com. Of course, you're part of the LinkedIn group. You can also just inbox me directly via LinkedIn and contact me that way. If you're overseas and can't call from the call into the United States, Skype. I'm on Skype too, so we can always talk on Skype. If you want to have a phone conversation but don't want to use my phone number, just inbox me via LinkedIn or email me and ask me for my Skype username, and I'll give you that. Okay. So, like I said, that's where we come in. So, if you're the least bit interested and like us to do your lead generation for you, just again contact me. We only have a few. Uh, we have a lot of people that are seeing this video in the LinkedIn group, because not only is it going out to current members, but even new members who come in are going to see this video. So we're only going to be able to take on a few new clients. One thing to note is that we can only work with one industry per city. We certainly don't want to compete with ourselves. It would be counterproductive for us and for our clients. So we can only work with one industry per city. So again, we're only taking on a few new clients that want us to do their pay-per-call services for them, which means again, we'll get on the phone with you, or speak to you via email, however you want to communicate, and we'll come to terms on the price per lead and the price per call that we'll be sending you, and then we'll get to work for you. Now, our goal is to only work with businesses that are determined to grow and capitalize on the quality leads that we're going to send them and generate for them. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to end the video. I probably went way over 20 minutes. It's probably been longer than 30 minutes, but just had a lot of information to share, and I hope you really got a lot out of it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you have any questions about anything shared in this video, my preference is that you post that question beneath the discussion. I'll be monitoring the discussion closely so I can come in and answer questions. If you have a question that's more of a personal nature or that contains some sensitive information, feel free to inbox me. And like I said, you can always call me on my direct line, or email me at paul@thebizhelper.com, or you can just hit me up on Skype and just ask me for a username and I'll give it to you. Okay. So hey guys, thanks so much for sitting in on this training. I really hope you get to work on this, and it'll really create some great benefits for your business. Okay. So until next time, I'm Paul Favors, the Biz Helper. Take care. Have a great day.